Hey everybody, Mike Chisek here for ChampCar, presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps. Just back from a phenomenal weekend, admittedly hot, but a great weekend racing at National Corvette Museum Motorsports Park. We had 55 of you guys show up there. 22 contending teams took the green flag on Saturday morning. What a race. Everybody had their favorites that they picked to win. Things happened all day long Saturday, Sunday. People kept dropping them. Pit stops here, mistake there. And even in the end, after 16 hours, we were up there scrambling, grabbing calculators. It was going to be that close. It was a great race, great track. Had a good time with all you guys Saturday night. Filled up the place for the barbecue. Enjoyed talking to you guys. Hopefully, if you couldn't make it this year, you will put it on your list to make the national championship next year. It's a great time from coast to coast. All the ChampCar members getting together. But anyway, today I wanted to talk a bit about our Sportsmanship Award that Chandler School presents. You hear us give this out every race. At the end of the award ceremony, it's the last one I like to give out. I think it's a special one. You hear it's Chandler Schools one sponsors it. They're a pleasure to have there. If you see them, say hello. Very competitive group of kids. But the kids also make our Chandler School trophies, which you've been seeing now for 2 years. They do a phenomenal job of taking chains, bike chains, and timing chains and whatnot, and they turn them into tracks. This particular one, if you haven't already guessed, is for Utah Motorsports Campus coming up in about 6 weeks. Somebody will win this that weekend. And we talked last weekend, the staff and I, while we were at NCM, about the Sportsmanship Award. And it used to be something that we get stories up and down Pit Road. Oh, this team did this, and they were helping this, and they offered this. So, wow, who should get it? A lot of choices. And we all notice that it seems to be getting harder and harder for us to find good, viable stories. Now, I will add that at NCM, the winners jumped out at us as a phenomenal story. A young lady there that just seemed to run circles around everybody, doing all sorts of stuff. She was definitely a great recipient to the Chandler Schools Sportsmanship Award, well deserving. But that's not as common anymore. It's not to say that our drivers are not very sportsmanlike. They're very focused on the race, and sometimes the heat takes a lot out of people. But it's just not as common. And of course, by no means should anybody believe that to show up and race with us, you've got to exhibit all sorts of extracurricular attitude and help for other people. That's not at all. You're more than welcome to show up to an event and unload your car and race your car and load it back up and go home and not say a word to anybody else. There's plenty of weekends that I'd like to be quiet, but I think a lot of people in the paddock or in the pits, maybe they feel a little bit shy about helping somebody. Well, they don't need my help. I don't really know anything. I'm new here. That's actually not true at all. Everybody there has a shoestring budget. Well, there's a few people that we know that have plenty of money, but by and large, most of us have a short budget, and we don't know everything. As a series, as officials, obviously we don't know everything. We're learning as we go, but teams don't know everything. They pick a platform, they get a car because it happens to be available, and they don't know much about it. And so you're sitting next to them watching them struggle and think, well, they probably don't want my opinion, they don't want this. But in fact, almost every team would love to have some sort of help. From advice on an engine to, hey, here's your fire bottle, looks a little bit small or not in good shape, for your borrow ours. Hey, we got some kitty litter to help you clean that up. Their car needs to be push started because it's out of the battery's going dead, the starter's broke. You jump the wall. I always think of that famous scene in Days of Thunder where the other team jumps over and pushes, and the official says, you can't do that. And he says, well, that's my engine, and those are my guys. I'm going to push it. The little things add up, and we may not catch them, but it makes a new team's experience much more pleasurable, and it makes a veterans team experience more pleasurable to that end, too. You know how tiring it is to run these races. So, don't let some shyness or fear of not knowing enough stop you from getting involved in helping out some of your fellow members. You make a friend in the process. You get to the point where you start requesting to share tips with these guys, and you have a good time. And then as a group, you can help new guys, take them under your wing and show them the way. Everybody wants to win the big podium trophies, and sure, they're cool. But I personally always think that this says a lot more. That says that your car didn't break and you've got good drivers. This says that your team has great character, and you care about everybody else you're racing with, and it doesn't matter how well you finish. This is a trophy that everybody else will remember you for, because you're just a push to have around. If you see people doing things noteworthy on track, in the pits, paddock, whatever, stop one of our officials, flag us down like, hey, this team over here, they've been great all week long. They were doing this, or they helped with this, or I saw them help somebody else. There's a lot going on we have to keep eyes on, and we can't always see this stuff. So you helping us with those stories is a great help to the director at the end of the event when we're trying to find out who is going to be our recipient of the Chandler Schools Sportsmanship Award. So anyway, guys, 1 week we are at Nelson Ledges. I believe we have 3 spots available, so if you still would like to try and run 24 hours there, we've got just enough room for you. We're going to have a great event. First time back in Nelson Ledges in a long time. I'm looking forward to it. I know a lot of you guys are too. Make sure your cars are ready. Make sure you're hydrated and well slept. And if you guys have any questions about that event or any other event, any other topics, just as usual, send us a note, info@champcar.org. Otherwise, guys, we'll see you at the track. Thanks. Bye.